Alright, hi everyone. We are just getting off of work and don't have to come in tomorrow. So basically there's supposed to be like a tropical storm tomorrow or tonight. So a lot of schools are not open and a lot of parents are not going to bring their children to the clinic. So at first they were having scheduled to come in the morning, but the parents basically said they're not going to bring their children in tomorrow because of the storm. So I ended up not having a client, and so I have an off day tomorrow, which I'm kind of happy about because it gives me an extra day, I guess, this week to myself. But at the same time, I want my hours. But I have another interview, y'all, for another job, and it's a decent, good paying job, and I kind of think I might accept it if I get offered the position. And it's not in Georgia, so I would have to move out of state. I'm not going to say where, but I'm kind of excited about it, but I have to still do the interview, of course. So we'll see how that goes, but I feel like it's a good paying job, decent. Like, I probably could ask for 60 and get it, but we shall see. And I also think too, my experience as an RBT will be beneficial for the position as well. So I'll keep you guys updated about it if I end up getting it, but I just have to schedule. They did ask me to do an interview, so we're gonna do that first, and then or schedule that first, and then we'll see. I was thinking about scheduling it for tomorrow since I won't have to work tomorrow, but I don't know if they have availability. But I'm excited for it. I think it would be a good opportunity for me, and also would be like a job where I feel confident. This salary, I would feel confident in being able to pay rent and not struggling. And I feel like that's been my biggest thing. Like, the biggest thing holding me from moving out, y'all, is I want to make sure I'm setting I can't afford rent somewhere, right? And to me, I need a decent paying job. I don't want to have to be stressed out because my job is fluctuating hours, which is how I feel right now. Like, yes and no, it's a better position than I was before, which I'm grateful for because I can save money, but I want to make sure I can afford my bills each month if I'm gonna have my own place, right? And so I would feel confident if I was making at least 50K, right? I would be able to comfortably afford my own apartment. And the area is kind of expensive, but the pay would be enough for me to reasonably afford a decent place and still save, money every month. So that's the reason that I'm excited for this opportunity if I do get it, because I feel like it would be like my first real decent paying job. Like, I make decent money right now, but it's still not an amount where I would feel comfortable living on my own, because I feel like I would still feel like I was not super stable. But the position is salary, so I don't know when it would start. It might not start till January. It does say immediate opening though, so possibly earlier. But I'm still gonna focus on saving, because if I do have to move out of state, definitely is expensive, and I need to make sure I have money to do so. And also I would have to drive, so I probably wouldn't take too much stuff. Probably will still put a lot of stuff in storage regardless, but I'm excited for the potential opportunity, and it would be like an actual fresh start for me, because right now I just feel very 100% if it's beneficial for me to stay where I am. Now, the one major thing right now keeping me here is my probation. Basically, I either have to finish paying my fine, which is $256 a month, or do more community service. And I was gonna opt to do more community service because I would be able to save, like not have to pay basically another $1,000, because my fine on the payment plan was over $2,000. I made a payment of $1,000, but right now I'm behind about $105. So it's either I pay, it's still gonna be another $1,000 I would have to pay, which I'm trying to save my money. So that's not the route I really want to go. But if I get a job out of state, I'm not gonna obviously be able to meet with my probation officer every 2 weeks. Also, I know some people don't like that I talk about my being on probation, but it is what it is. That is one of the consequences I have from basically being arrested back in March. So it's like my charges were reduced, but I still have, probation. And I completed the initial community service. I paid $1,000 towards my fine, but I still have to either finish paying my fine or do more community service, which I honestly don't really want to do more community service because the amount of hours they want me to do is like over 100, which is a lot. But I do think it's more cost efficient, because honestly I would either have to pay my mom back the money regardless, or I can work it off with community service. So those are my options that I'm debating between, and because I really want to save as much money, I don't really want to have to keep paying towards this fine, and would rather work it off. But then that also means I really wouldn't have time for a second job, because I would have to drive. I would have to be doing my community service on the weekends, so I wouldn't be able to get a second job either. So we shall see how it goes. But for right now, I have I'll be able to relax tomorrow slightly. It's supposed to be storming kind of badly. I personally don't think it's going to be as bad as people are freaking out here, because it's a tropical storm. And it's supposed to be an actual hurricane hitting Florida. It might have been reduced to tropical storm, but I think there's a hurricane watch in Florida, and the surrounding areas, it's like it'll be a tropical storm by the time it hits us. So regardless, I will be staying at home. I'm debating if I should, because I was planning on getting some groceries from Walmart, but I probably will just eat whatever I have at the house and just cook and stay home all day tomorrow and just have a chill day, get some stuff done around the house. There's like a few videos I want to film. I need to finish filming my Juicy Couture purse collection, because I got new purses that I didn't include in my initial video. And then like like my perfume collection, makeup collections. I think that's the main things. But yeah, that's all for, I guess, the only update I have for you guys right now. But regardless, even if I don't get the job, I feel like I'll be okay. But I really want a job that is decent paying enough where I can be confident that I can afford my rent. Like, I don't want to feel like if I don't get enough hours, or I don't want to, I just want to have a little more stable pay. And because the position is salary, I would not have to like be stressing over not having enough. And I also think it would be a really good job to add to my resume as well. I would have to be there for at least a year, so that's another thing that I feel like I would like about it. So I really hope I do get the job, and we'll just pray about it. If it's the right job for me, then I don't have to stress or worry about it. But at the end of the day, you know, it's not that I don't like what I'm doing. It's just like I'm tired of the unstable hours, and I would rather have a full-time position that I know I make enough to afford my own place than still feel like I'm struggling while working a full-time job and feel like I need a second job. Because it's like I make an hourly that should be sufficient if I had 40 hours a week, but I don't. So it's just like, yeah. But I still am going to focus on saving as much as I can, honestly, for the rest of the year, because I do think it's possible for me to save $5,000 by the end of this year if I stick to my $100 a week budget, which right now I have about $25 left for this week, which is not a lot, and it's mostly from, what did I even spend money on? I've only eaten out. I went to Chick-fil-A yesterday. That was like $7. I did spend more in gas last week because I went to Atlanta and a few other places. But I should still be okay for the rest of this week. I don't really need any more food. I don't really need any more gas. Oh, I did get tacos today. There was a food truck that was like $10, and I tipped $2. So I think I'll be fine for the rest of this week. And then next week we have another $100 for that. I mean, $100 or less. If I can spend less than $100 a week, that's even better. But I also do have to make a payment towards my Klarna. That's about $200. It's a little over $200. So that is going to put a dent in how much I'll be able to save from my next paycheck as well. But overall, I feel like things are going okay. I'm not really struggling as far as my finances. It's really just focusing and prioritizing savings. Like, I know I will make at least $2,000 a month, before taxes, of course, because taxes be eating your money, y'all. But I know I'll be okay for the next, I'm okay. Like, I'm not stressed like I was before, because even though my hours aren't full-time, it's better than 15 hours a week, which was what I was getting. And that was why I was really struggling, because I don't think it's possible for anyone to survive off of 15 hours or less. And honestly, I didn't know, but I should have filed and I could do a back pay, but I probably should have filed unemployment, because technically my employer was not like, they weren't following my contract that I was supposed to have guaranteed 15 hours a week. I worked 8 hours some weeks, 12 hours a lot of weeks. So they weren't even meeting the minimum 15 hours I was supposedly guaranteed. So I could have filed, if I'd known at the time, I could have filed an unemployment claim for that, because I wasn't meeting the part-time minimum, which is 15 hours. I believe in Georgia, to be considered part-time, you have to be working at least 15 hours. And probably there's lawsuits I could have filed for, like, them not following the contract. But I honestly don't like to go the route of, like, let me file a lawsuit against somebody. I'd rather just find a new job, which is what I did. So that's all. I'm home. We're about to take a nap, and I'll see you guys later.